You good? I'm good.
Good.
Got to hit that pre-workout.
Yeah, no. Third coffee.
Third coffee for sure. Yeah, your mornings would be very tired, right? Like, how are you feeling in the mornings?
All right. Most mornings I'm actually good. It's just last night I didn't fucking sleep. But yeah, most mornings I'm all right. But then it kicks in later during the day. Like, mornings are actually better than the afternoons.
So, Cade here is 5 weeks out. 5 weeks?
4 weeks.
4 weeks
4
out,
weeks out today.
From?
My IFBB bodybuilding debut, New South Wales State Show.
How exciting.
Very exciting.
We're in the depths right now, aren't we?
Yeah. Final phases now. 28 days. 28 days? Yeah. 4 weeks, 28 days.
And how are you feeling? Like, give us an overview of what you're feeling right now. How are you feeling?
Right now?
Where you at?
Fucked. Tired. Like, pretty fucking tired today. But yeah, like I said, just didn't sleep last night. But other than that, it's been alright. Like, just fatigue has hit. Like, just been pretty fatigued. But is what it is. Just got to tick the boxes, get through it. Just do what I need to do, you know?
Yeah, you can definitely sense the, I mean, you're fatigued. You're getting a little bit unwell. Like, I mean, you're pushing your body pretty fucking hard, right? Like,
pushing the limits and everything. Like, the diet, the training, the cardio. Like, fucking, you really just do push your body to its upper limit to get into that condition that you've never been in. So
for sure,
the body does kind of react with a bit of resistance, doesn't want to push that far. Like, so you do end up getting a little bit sick, getting tired, getting drained, fatigued. So yeah, keep pushing through.
What is getting you through that?
Just the end goal, really. Like, for me, once you commit to something, you finish it. So that, like, it's very easy. I've actually seen throughout this prep, there was about 6 or 7 other, like, big names that I was competing against, and they've all pulled out of the show.
Really?
Like, they've all pulled out.
Holy shit.
I was actually talking to another competitor about it last night. She's competing as well. Like, people just don't always have the mindset to finish, and that I just won't be one of those. Like, I won't quit. Like, whether I could be fucked, could be dying. Like, if I set the goal that I was going to do it, I've put it out there that I'm doing the show, I'll make sure I finish it.
Yeah,
like,
you're just completing those things that just get you to that point.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Like, why say you're going to do something if you're going to stop and you're going to pull out? Like, there's no point.
Do we have a winning mentality at the moment? Like, is that forefront of your mind?
I'm definitely going there to win. Like, I'm not going there to come second or just take part. But whatever the outcome is, I just got to make sure I do everything I need to do, and then as long as I do that, whatever the result is I would believe a fair one, because I've done the work. Like,
for sure.
It's different if you don't win, but you didn't put the work in, or
for sure,
if you know what I'm saying.
So it's kind of like you can measure what really is. Was that one of the cameras? Was that your camera? Spicy. We actually have an assistant today on the cameras, which is fantastic, so I don't get nervous about if the cameras are fucking turning off or not. I feel like if you put in all your work, you can kind of measure where you've kind of gone wrong even more precisely, would you say? Yeah. Because if you don't put all in the work and you fail, you can't be like, well, this was the more exact thing that I should have focused on. Like, for instance, the example for you would probably be like if you're like, oh, like I didn't do well because my delts weren't big enough or whatever it is. You can be like, next time I can make sure my delts are bigger.
If you do all the work, then you know what you can change to be better the next time. Like, if I get on there and I've followed the plan to a T, like haven't fucked up on anything, and then I get on and the judges are like, oh, you weren't lean enough, then I'm like, all right, like I've either got to diet harder or do more cardio or something next time, or like you weren't big enough, all right, like I've got to get bigger. Like it's not but if you didn't follow the plan, then you don't know where you fucked up along the way. For
sure. Yeah, that's real cool. Hey, so like you have competed before though, right?
Yeah, I did. I competed back in South Africa when I was 19, but it's a little bit different. Like, this federation here, the NPC IFBB Pro League, is a lot more serious, a lot more competitive.
Right.
A much bigger federation compared to what I did back home.
So this is a line of course to get your pro card of being
eventually. Like that's now I've discussed it with Lane and my coaches, and that's the long-term goal, like 3-4 year goal. Right now I don't really like the guys that they're doing their first show, their second show, and they're like, oh, road to pro, like, fuck, I'm going for my pro card, mate. Like, earn your stripes first, like, get in there, do a show, see how you fare, make some improvements, do another one, make some improvements, and then you can maybe.
And people enjoy the journey a lot better that way as well too. Like imagine if you just went from this to straight pro, it's kind of like you don't really make a name for yourself, right?
Or put the work in, like you don't feel like you've earned it. Like I was thinking the other day in the shower, funny enough, haven't shared this. Yeah, shower thoughts. I was like, fuck, what would I do if for some miracle I really just pulled it in and I stepped on stage and they were like, fuck, we like that guy the best out of everyone. We're giving him a pro card like this year. Yeah. Like I know I'm not at that level, but I was just thinking like, how would I react? I was sitting there, I was like, I genuinely believe I would turn around and stand on stage and say, I'm not accepting it. Like I would, if they gave it to me, I'd turn around and be like, look, I know I'm not at the level. I know I don't deserve it. Like, I'm not going to take it. Like, let me come back and compete a few more years as an amateur. Like, a pro card isn't really in my mind right now. I know I'm not there yet. One day I would like to be. For now, I just want to win the junior title, and then next year set some new goals and chase those.
So let's relate it to the novice bodybuilders or people that follow fitness. Yeah. What kind of weight or what kind of class are you competing in? Are you competing in, if people know who like Chris Bumstead is that the kind of...
No, so Chris Bumstead in that is classic physique, so a little bit smaller guys. Well, not, he's fucking huge.
He's
but
huge,
like, they're smaller compared to the open bodybuilders. Right. And then I'm doing bodybuilding, open bodybuilding, but I'm doing juniors, so under 23 and under.
Right.
I'll compete in that, and then I'll do bodybuilding, whatever my weight category is. So I'll be under 100. So I'll do under 100s bodybuilding, and then under 23 bodybuilding. And then, but then the goal is either next year or the following year to switch over to classic physique. Once I've like spent some time building a more classic look and physique, then kind of switch over, which is what obviously Chris Bumstead is. Yeah.
So is Arnold classic? What was he? He was...
Oh, it was a little bit different back in the day. Like the categories weren't set like what they are now. Like I don't think classic physique didn't exist back when he was competing.
Right.
So
it was just open.
it was kind of just like bodybuilding shows.
For sure. Yeah, that's interesting. Outside of bodybuilding, my friend, as some may be watching already, Cade and I already know each other. Of course, this is not the first time I'm meeting this guy. I know, whatever. But outside of bodybuilding, what else is going on, man? What else are you working on? Because it's not just like, I mean, bodybuilding at the moment is consuming your life, and it is who you are and what you do. But outside of that, I know you already got other adventures and stuff like that. What are you working on? What is it?
I think that's also what's making this hard, is that there is so much going on. But I guess outside of bodybuilding, I've got my online coaching and personal training business, which has been a major focus and kind of picked up over the last month or two. So that's a big focus for me, just the online coaching and in-person PT, obviously. And then obviously own the supplement company, All Star Nutrition, like kind of getting that going, ticking that over. I have my gym opening up the road, 10 minutes from here. Yeah. So, I've got the gym opening up, which should be launching very soon, where we've got all the equipment, we've got the space, we've been setting up the memberships, we've been doing all the fucking behind the scenes shit, the programs, all the like logistical side of things, setting that up. And then obviously at university studying my final year of sport and exercise science. I've got about fucking like 6 weeks left and then I'm finished. So trying to deal with that as well. And
but imagine that you compete, and then 2 weeks after that or 3 weeks after that you're done uni, and
that's it.
I mean, like, it's going to be a massive relief at the end of the year, right?
Yeah, I think so. I compete. So I've got my first show the 9th of October in Sydney. Yeah. Then I've got the national show the 29th of October in Brisbane. 2 days later, on the 1st, I've got my final exam for university. So like, I'm not even going to fucking study. Fuck that. I'm like, do the shows, focus on winning, and then I'll just wing the final exam just 2 days later.
For sure, that's hectic. Have you got things planned for the rest of the year, like after this, or are you just focusing solely on just getting this done?
Focusing on this, and then probably the gym. So I'll really focus on just getting these shows done, seeing how that goes, and then get really knuckled in, building the gym, making the best gym possible, and then really focus on pushing my business a little bit more. I want to give a bit more to my clients. I've got some plans for the growth of my coaching business as a whole, and kind of where I want to go. I've already been speaking to a few other coaches about bringing some coaches on board working underneath me. My website's about to be done. Like, I just want to really push the business side of things post competition.
For sure.
So I've been laying the groundwork now, and then kind of as soon as that comes down, I can just launch it really.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. Hell yeah. For anyone that is thinking about getting into bodybuilding, of course, words of advice from a life coach you are.
I think the biggest thing, there's two spectrums to it. Number one, you've got to realize the work and time that goes into it. Like you've seen, it does take over your life. Like, if you're doing a full proper bodybuilding prep, it's going to take over most of your life. Like, you've got to really commit to it. The training, the diet, like, it's other things will have to take a bit of a back burner, like your work, your relationships, your social life, like especially your social life, will have to take a back seat. So you've got to realize the level of commitment. But number two, you got to realize that if you do the work in the off season, so everyone just thinks the 16-20 week prep is where it's all done. The off season is where it's done. Like, I've been getting ready for the show for over a year. Like, Lane and I worked the whole off season to kind of get us into a great starting position. If you do that work in the off season, your prep's not going to be as fucking all this suffering and death that everyone thinks it's going to be. Like, I haven't really suffered. I've got in good condition. Like, I'm on track to do well. It's because for fucking 8 to 10 months in the off season, we were putting in work. Like, I was there putting in the work, grinding, getting ready for this. So if you set yourself up with a really good base in the off season, you will have a much easier and more enjoyable prep leading to the stage, for sure.
Have you always wanted to do bodybuilding?
Not really, no. When I was obviously playing high level rugby back home in South Africa, and then once I got injured, stopped playing. I just needed something. Like, I needed to do something to push myself. Like, I was obviously training in the gym, but I needed a goal. I just felt lost and decided to throw myself into my first comp. Did it and did pretty well. I think I came like second and first, second, and third in the three lineups I did, and kind of just loved it. More loved the struggle, as messed up as that sounds. Like, I liked pushing myself to that limit, seeing that I can struggle to get the result that I want, and then seeing how it goes. And then even this prep, like, I wasn't really set at first, like, because it's been 3 years since I competed last. I wasn't set on doing the show, on competing. I was kind of like, oh, it'll be good for business, like good advertising. But then the minute I got knuckled into it, I was like, oh, I realized why I love this shit. Like, I did miss it. Like, I like that routine. I like that struggle. Like, I do like just following the process to getting on stage. So,
I like that, because I was speaking to someone the other day, and I think we may have chatted about this before, but I like to relate everything back to the gym. Like, I've been going to the gym a little bit more lately, which is fantastic. I've been loving it. Cade's been helping me as well. He's helped me on many kind of journeys getting there. But relating things back to the gym in the sense of routine, structure, and discipline as well, even getting into the point of, so the way you need to build your muscle, right, is, of course, you need to stress it. You need to push those boundaries. You need to tear the muscle. But then also after that, you need to refuel it with good food. And it's kind of like that in life, right? You need to push yourself into those uncomfortable positions to stretch yourself, to tear yourself, but then consume good friends, good people, good food.
Have that balance of recovery and
to recover. To then keep pushing forward, get more knowledgeable and stuff like that. That's in the relatable to life. But then bodybuilding or just building muscle, building strength, or building anything I love.
Yeah, you just got to manage that
great
stress.
Great analogy, I think.
It is. That is a good analogy.
Philosopher here. Life coach Nick.
Mahatma Gandhi or whatever. You got to manage that stress. You know, like, you can't always just fucking go, burn yourself out and like come crashing down. Like, you got to push, but then let yourself recover. Let yourself recover. Like, just make sure that you're able to keep pushing forward, you know.
What are you doing in terms of recovery at the moment?
Lately, I've just been making sure to be aware of it. Like, being aware that I need to take time for myself too. Like, so I'll make sure I get everything done. Like, I'm not slacking off in any means.
What does that look like for you though? Like, what's rest? Like, just
laying
down in the bed?
Yeah, just literally laying on the couch watching YouTube. I've really started enjoying watching YouTube. Like, I never used to be a YouTube guy. Like, people always used to talk about watching YouTube. I'm like, who the fuck watches YouTube? That's such a
we
weird
watch
thing.
YouTube, don't we, Cruddy?
Yeah, like, I was never a YouTube guy, but like, now that's what I've been doing. Like, I'll smash my workout, smash my training session, my cardio, like, get everything I need to, and then just chill. Like literally lay on the bed, do nothing, like watch YouTube. Or fucking like have a nap.
I think it's massive because like you're resting the mind as well. If you rest the mind, the body rests as well. And I was actually thinking about this the other day because I got a massage and I was thinking about you. I was just like, imagine having big, huge muscles and a massage. Do you get massages regularly?
I actually went last week sometime to one of the little places in Era.
Yeah.
And the lady was like fucking walking on my back and shit. And
you're like, I can't feel that. No.
She's like, how hard can I go? And I'm like, oh, like go pretty fucking hard. And she's like really just digging into me and like jumping on my back and shit. And like, for most people it would probably hurt, but like I was alright. I was like, fucking, you got to do it. So
yeah, for sure. I think massage is one of those things. I get massages regularly, especially when my shoulders fuck out or whatever. It's just a good mindful thing for me to do because it's just relaxing, right? Like,
it's good.
And but yeah, it's an interesting one. What about? Have you ever thought about jumping into like doing ice baths or like?
Oh fuck that shit,
like,
man!
Like saunas or?
Saunas, yeah. I will. I did one last week, and I'll start saunaing a little bit more.
Yeah.
But fuck the ice baths. Like I know that people speak about all the benefits of it, and like I know Chris Bumstead does it, and like heaps of people do it, but like fuck that, man. Like I can't be fucked. Like I can't think of anything worse. Like I'm already so cold. When your body fat is so low, I'm fucking freezing every day right now. I cannot think of anything worse than deciding to get up and get into a fucking cold bucket of
like
ice,
a cold shower or some shit.
Even that, like I don't see I know people say, oh, it's like good for your mental fortitude. Fucking prep is good for your mental fortitude. Like I'm fucking
go for a run or something.
Yeah, mate. I haven't drank, eaten, like done anything in weeks, months. Like that's building a tough mind as well. But fuck getting into the cold showers and all that. Like I would hate it. So I'm not gonna do it.
So talking about food and drink at the moment, like right now, what are you sitting at with your macros and like what your food, what's your diet look like?
It may change today. I sent my check-in to my coaches this morning. But right now, training days, I am on 2,200 calories, which is low for me. Like considering in the off-season, I was eating 6,000.
Yeah.
And rest days, 2,000 calories.
Wow.
So,
yeah,
it's like 150 on a rest day, 150 carb, 50 fats, like 250 protein.
So are you talking about going lower than that?
Yeah.
How low would you go?
Don't know.
How low
whatever we need. Whatever we need for condition.
1,000 calories?
Fuck, probably
that's
not
pretty
that
hard.
low. Probably not that low.
I hear
Fuck, if I need to, I would.
Some people do go. Yeah. Like they go to like 1,002 or something like that.
My last prep, I think I got to like 1.7, which was like fucking low for me. Like, and Lane and them know, like, I'll do whatever I need to do. Like, I'm not going to complain if he tells me to eat 700, I'll eat 700. Like, I'm not going to bitch about it.
Yeah, isn't it funny? Okay, like, isn't it a great example for people that are trying to lose like weight, right?
Yeah.
They think, oh, you know, like I've got to do this, got to do that. It's just like eat less, right?
Yeah, eat less and move more. Simple. That's the
simples.
I can ruin every single personal trainer's business right now. If you want to lose weight, eat less, move more. Done. You don't need to hire anyone. Eat less, move more. You'll get your goals. If you want to get bigger, train hard, eat more. Easy. Yeah. Like train, eat, and that's it. Like
for sure. Don't overcomplicate it, right?
Yeah.
Like, people overcomplicate this shit, and I guess like there's certain degrees where people have food intolerance to certain things and stuff like that.
It can get complicated.
But even then, it's not.
Yeah,
it's still not overcomplicated, right?
No,
like just
on the base level, it's just literally those two things. If you want to get bigger, eat more. If you want to lose weight,
I think people are just so scared of consistency and commitment and discipline. Right?
That's it. Like if you look at me, like I've been prepping for 20 weeks now, right?
Yeah.
Like cutting. And for 9 weeks, I was eating the exact same thing, exact same amount of food. Didn't see changes for like the first 6 or 7 weeks. And then in the last 2, it all just changed.
I remember watching your stories and you were like, it's like a Saturday, Sunday, you were kind of looking like, not so, like your body fat was a little bit higher, of course. Yeah. And then Monday came around, and it just like looked cut in. And I was just like, holy fuck!
Like it literally, we were stuck. We were stuck at like 104 kilos for like I don't know, like 3 weeks. Yeah. And then we just dropped like 3 kilos in a night. Like
that's nuts.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yes, I was talking to someone the other day about it. We were just like, holy fuck, like, I can't remember who it was, like, it was someone, because a few people know who you are, of course.
Yeah.
People that, like, you might not know them, but they're watching your journey, which is awesome, and it's fucking, it's a good time. It's a great time.
It's been good.
Are you excited to see? You've never really been one to be like a massive drinker or anything like that, or do you miss
I'll have a big night, but that's it for me. Like I'm not dying to go out on the weekend. Like I don't really care.
Have you found that this discipline of prepping and stuff like that has changed your kind of perspective on like going out heaps more, or you want that, you enjoyed that lifestyle of? Yeah,
not really. Like you said, like beforehand, I wouldn't go crazy. Like I was never the one to go out every weekend and shit. But if I would more so go out if there was a social event, like when it was your birthday or your launch party or like your closing party, like I would come out for those because it's my mates. I'll hang with my mates and shit. But I would
just
never,
not for the sake of
I'd never go out just for nothing. And I'm also not the guy that would go out for like a beer. Like if I'm going out. Like if I was going out, I would have like fucking 10 to 15 to 20 beers and get fucked up. But I would never just go drink one or two for fun to chill. Like I'm not a drinker per se.
I know what you mean.
And even now, like
more of a binge drinker, right?
Yeah, not healthy. Don't do what I do. But I'm not really bothered. Like as soon as I made that switch of like I'm prepping, nothing really changed my life. Like I never felt like I needed to go out. Like I never. It was all just easy to kind of just go where I was.
I reckon let's leave it on this one. I want to ask you, what are some personal goals that you've kind of created for yourself? I know we were talking the other day that you've got some big ones, but what are you striving for? What can we stamp right here so that in a year's time or 2 years' time, people can see this or come back to this and be like, fuck, he said this, he's accomplished this, or hey, he said he's still on the same path. What are those?
Right, so I actually wrote them down 2 nights ago. So in terms of bodybuilding, I'll start there. In terms of bodybuilding, then I'll go business, personal.
Yeah.
With bodybuilding, the goal right now is to compete this year, see how I fare in Australia, see where I place. Because I don't know, I'm obviously going there to win, but I might get there and come 6th because there's 5 guys that are better than me.
Yeah.
That may just be better than me. So really want to see just where I land in Australia as my first competitive season, and then set the goals from there. So I'm going to take a full off season, compete same time next year, go to win the national title again for juniors because I'll still be a junior. Yeah. Take another full year off season, so that's going to be taking us to 2024, and that's when I'm switching over to classic. Want to see how I fare in classic physique. Yeah. Take another full year's off season, compete 2025. That's when I'm going to start pushing for a pro card, I think, in classic. So kind of the next 3 years. I'm going to get 3 years of growth, 3 years of an off season in there, and then start pushing for my pro card around then. That's the bodybuilding goal. Business is, like I said, I'm really about to take my Cade Roberston hybrid coaching, like my online coaching, personal training to the next level. I want to hire a coach underneath me. I've got a website coming, really just up my service, like pick up my clientele, pick up the caliber of my clientele, and really just help people just explode. Like I've got some big goals in the coaching business world. I want to become one of the biggest online coaches here on the coast first, and then in Australia, and really focus on building that brand. And then to the social media that we're doing, like I'm currently loving the YouTube vlogs. If you haven't, go subscribe to my YouTube. But I'm like fucking loving YouTube. Like I said, now that I've started watching it, I'm like, oh, this is actually mad. Like I think it's because I've studied, like I've got an education. I like to give that, like, how do I say?
Knowledge.
Yeah, like I like to give value. Yeah. And like the TikTok scene and like the Instagram and all that, like it's too fucking short and sharp to actually give anything very valuable.
Yeah, exactly right. You can say baseline shit.
Yeah, like you can give 1 or 2 points really quick, like over 10 videos. But like I'm enjoying the YouTube where I can actually give some info. Like we keep them short, like that Q&A was the 15, 20 minutes, you know, like that's kind of where I'm sitting. But but even that 15-20 minutes, when you keep like saying that short video, they're actually quite long for YouTube, but it's good. Like if we can keep it engaged enough, because like that's people like that's it. You just got to get those cuts.
Keeping engaged, exactly right. So I'm very interested, and I'm excited to be a part of that journey, man. As I've said many times, like seeing that potential there over even in the next 3 years, right? Like the growth that you could show and share and give to people. Like I think it's So much potential there.
Yeah.
Because that all it's going to do is just excel what you're already doing anyway. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's going to help you get that pro card, or it's going to help you build your online business 10 times more. It's going to like build any like, and that's what's so good about an audience, and like having that knowledge for you to share. I think it's fantastic.
And I think just documenting the process too, like to be able to go look back on, like imagine 2025 when we filming the prep that year, and I do win the pro card. We can look back and be like, oh fuck, look at this prep in 2022. Like,
exactly right.
Here's us sitting at 4 weeks out. Here's what we're at now, 4 weeks out.
What's really cool about YouTube as well is I've done a couple of little personal things myself. Is even if they haven't got like thousands of like views or whatever it is, we like sometimes I like to go back and just watch them for myself and just be like, that's a point in my life that I was feeling this way. It's kind of like it's a video diary, right?
Yeah,
for yourself
100%.
too, like. And I mean, like, of course, getting an audience for it is going to be amazing too.
Yeah.
But
it's a nice little diary for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, we're going to leave it at that. Thank you, Cade. Cool. Please follow Cade on all social media pages, which is listed below.
Help us.
And we'll jump on again.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to hear more of a loose podcast,
yeah,
we did one ages ago with
with
Sir Jacob over at Civitas. We talked about some funny shit.
Yeah, that was good.
I'll link that, and
Easy. See you guys. Thanks, man.